everybody. Today I'm going to show you how I pot up a water propagated monstera cutting. So first things first, we have our cutting. Now this didn't have any roots when I started. It has grown all of its roots in water. So we're going to talk about that, but water roots are different from roots that have started in the soil. So there's a little bit different ways we got to go about this so it doesn't cause too much shock to the plant. I have my potting soil here, and I'm gonna just make my chunky mix real quick so I can show you guys. This chunky mix is so good for propagations because you can water it pretty much every day and it won't get too soggy. So I'm just gonna do equal parts. So equal parts potting soil. I don't need much. I'm just using this little, I'll just make a little bit, but this is the pot I'm using. So 1 part soil, and then I have my orchid mix. So 1 part orchid mix. A little bit more orchid mix, and then the key is perlite. So I'm gonna also add 1 part perlite, and I will show you guys what this looks like when it's all mixed up. A lot of people ask me what it looks like, what my chunky mix looks like. So mix. This just provides so much good aeration to the roots of your plants. Makes it so that they don't get too waterlogged. Okay. See it? That's what it looks like. So nice chunky mix ready. Okay. So when you're choosing a vase, a pot for your cuttings, you don't want to go too big. So my general rule of thumb is to get something that's not much wider than the plant's whole width is. So that's pretty good. I mean, to be about the same, maybe even a little smaller is good. So this fits in there pretty well. See, this cutting has a new baby coming too, so that's good. All right, so the roots are pretty long. I don't usually let the roots get this long. I wasn't planning on putting this in soil, but I'm going to because I don't have any other ones that I want to put in soil yet. So, and monsteras are generally pretty easy to propagate. So I'm gonna show you guys this one. So there's that. So what we're gonna do first is add a little bit of soil. You know what? I'm gonna use a little bit of the water to get it moist because, like I said, water roots are so different from roots that are grown in soil. So you are gonna wanna keep this pretty wet for the first week or two so that the roots can acclimate. If you don't, there's a lot of oxygen in water, and so the roots are used to getting a lot of oxygen. So if you go straight to a dry, dense soil, like just a normal potting mix without any added perlite or orchid bark, your plant is just gonna suffocate and the roots will shrivel up. So even if you keep it like watered well, it'll still not do well in a normal potting mix. That's why I like this chunky mix. So I'm gonna add about, I don't know, inch or 2 in there first, maybe a little less because it's pretty tall. Okay, make a nice little hole. I mean, what can you see? Not much. Okay, so I'm gonna make a nice little hole in there. See how it fits. Stick it down in there. See how that top root is just right at the edge of the pot? I don't want it to be that high, so I'm actually gonna take out some of the dirt. Okay. That kind of coil the roots around, be nice and gentle. Any roots that you damage, the plant will try to repair. So again, that can kind of shock the plant if you damage the roots too much. And then I'm just gonna fill in gently with the mix. Damp mix, again, we want it to be nice and wet. And this wasn't the water that I propagated this in. This was in a bigger container with a couple other propagations. So a good thing that you can do is use the water from your propagation vessel to water this because it has the growth hormone that the plant was releasing to help it grow roots. So it's good water to use, but you know, plain water is fine too. So now that that's super messy, my hands are super messy. I never wear gloves, but whatever. I'm just gonna give it a nice little drink just to make sure it's fully saturated till it comes out the bottom. Because again, these roots are used to being in water, so you wanna make sure that they don't go through too much shock. So get that nice and damp, set it in a nice, bright, sunny window, and we'll just watch it grow. I'll update you guys just to kind of see the progress since you guys saw this from start to hopefully a good finish. Hopefully it grows nice and big. I probably will leave this in this pot for, I don't know, at least 6 months. I'll see where it's at in 6 months if it needs to be repotted, but Monstera like to be a little root bound. I'm also using this unglazed ceramic pot. This might be terracotta, I don't know, but it's not really a terracotta color. So if any pottery people know, I think it's just ceramic. I don't know, but it's unglazed because these like to dry out. So I didn't want to use anything that's too, that retains too much moisture. But yes, with the chunky mix, we should be good to go. I'll probably give this a good watering, maybe every 3 days or so, just so that it's not drying out completely. But yeah, like I said, it'll sit in my room where it gets some southern exposure. I might even put it outside. It's starting to get super humid here in Nebraska, so it would love that. So I might put it outside, but I kind of wanted to just do like an indoor controlled environment and show you guys how this goes. So yes, I'm going to clean up now because I always make such a big mess. Clean my hand. But yeah, I hope you guys found that helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.